when we invite people to hold grief together, it does ask more of you than we're used to being able to sustain. It's more than we think we can do. And so we need each other, and we need the encouragement and and uh, and also just spiritual uplift that comes in when the need is great and we're at the end of our rope and we ask for help, and then the renewed force comes in that helps us follow all the way through, and so that we build those bonds of connection. We build the sense that we can do this together, even though it's more than maybe our preference or thinking of what, well, I can't really. And then you find you can, and you can stay the course because it matters for everyone. Anyway, it was an impossible event that became so beautifully, came so powerfully to fruition, and I think it was in that I thought, well, gee, what would happen if I called a bunch of people together, and it's something I've been longing for. So anyway, I know this was heading for a song. Doing the impossible, yes. So what the world needs now, and this was when I was in, before I left for San Francisco, in the fall of 1962, at the University of Washington, I had signed up and somehow managed to get into this poetry class with the kind of the master teacher of the whole college. He was their showpiece, whatever, artist in residence, a man named Theodore Rutke. Some of you may know him as a poet. And I had the privilege of spending time with him. Anyway, I went to the Possibility Alliance a few years ago. They invited me to come over into Missouri. Some people know about these folks. Yeah, they did. They lived without electricity. They were kind of yards, miles ahead of, living the what the times are calling us into, and they used at the head of their invitation pamphlet, or at the very end, it said, "What the world needs now is more people who specialize in doing the impossible." And I sat and said, Theodore Rutke, and I went, cool, thank you. And he was an amazing man, total. And
His partner Sarah met in Cottage Grove.
Oh, really? Oh, cool. Anyway, so it's like those things that happen in my little. I spent too many years in a job I didn't love out of fearful insecurity. I couldn't rise above. He had us doing rhyming couplets like crazy, and internal rhymes, and he's with me all the time when I'm writing songs. It's like, oh yeah, you can play with that and move those hands around, and the alliteration and all that stuff that you learn from a good poet, and which I love. Which from henceforth, if we learn some other songs, I'll show you where I'm hearing him. It's like in the Holy Land of Not Knowing. There's a line: all this giving and receiving is lifted by the mighty winds that all around this living world are flowing. So every time you hear all this giving and receiving is lifted by the mighty winds. Those are all those are alliteration, internal rhyming syllables that make a line rock. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And anyway, what am I talking about? Okay, that's where it came from. That's where I hear him all the time. He was one of those people. It's like, okay, free verse, fine. You can, and he did lots of that. But he said, learn the bones. And so we would memorize these old masters. Things like, if I had world enough and time, this coyness lady would be no crime. But at times back, I always hear, time's winged chariot hurrying near. Yeah, it's like, so now therefore let our time devour and then languish in this silly hour or whatever it was. Anyways,
From when you're 18? How old were you? You were memorizing this.
yeah, it was like 18. Yeah.
Just 2 years ago.
Yeah, well, Thomas Marvell. If you want some racy poems in rhyme,
Yes, I always want some.
rhyming couplets, go to Marvell. Yeah. Anyway, all right. So, what the world is now is for people, more people who specialize in doing the impossible. What the world needs now is more people who specialize in doing the impossible. What the world needs now is more people who specialize in doing the impossible. Then there's a kind of a little bluesy harmony. You need more people who specialize in doing the impossible. What the world needs now is more people who specialize in doing the impossible. What the world needs now is more people who specialize in doing the impossible. What the world needs now is more people who specialize in doing the impossible. Okay, there. Then there's a bass part. Anybody can sing. What the world needs now is people doing the impossible. What the world needs now is people.
No.
Well,
Is that right?
people. No, people.
It's a freaking accidental way down there? Good
What
gracious.
the
How did I miss that?
world needs now is people doing the impossible. What the world needs now is people doing the impossible.
Clarifier. What the world needs now is people doing. No.
What the world needs now is people
People
doing the impossible.
is people. Me and Carly are just being loud and clarifying.
right?
Huh? Is
People doing the impossible. What the world needs now is more people who specialize in doing the impossible. What the world needs now is more people who specialize in doing the impossible. What the world needs now is people doing the impossible. What the world needs now is people doing the impossible. What people who specialize in doing the impossible. Okay, then there's another part.
Of course there is.
And this can be an octave up because of at least do 3 impossible things. before breakfast. I know you can. I know you can. At least do three impossible things before breakfast. I know you can.
Let's call on Echo that one.
At least do three.
Wait, listen first.
At least do three
At least 2, 3.
impossible things
Impossible things.
before breakfast.
Before breakfast.
I know you. I can't get up there.
No, you can.
No higher. I know you can.
No, you can.
At least do three impossible
Listen.
things before breakfast. I know you can.
I know you can.
I know you can. I know you can. Yeah.
At least 2, 3.
Three impossible things.
Before breakfast. I know you can.
That's right.
Know you. Sorry.
I know you can. I know you can. I know you can.
At least 3.
Impossible things before breakfast. I know you can. What the world needs now is more people who specialize in doing the impossible. What the world needs now is more people who specialize in doing the impossible. What the world needs now is people doing the impossible. What the world needs now is people doing the impossible. What the world needs now is people doing the impossible. What the world needs now is more people who specialize in doing the impossible. What the world needs now is more people who specialize in doing the impossible. Everybody, at least do three impossible things before breakfast. I know you can. All right.
We did not mill about.
We didn't mill about. Okay, this guy. We'll do it. What's that?
You can be milling.
We could do. We'll do this guy. Come close, and we'll learn it.
And let it
I
go
know I
ready.
read that most do 3 impossible things before breakfast, but where?
Oh, it's in Alice in Wonderland. It's
Thank you.
The Red Queen. Who?
the Red Queen says, "I do."
I do 3 impossible things before breakfast. 6 actually.
Thank you.
But he pairs it down. He gives it the preschool version. Only 3.
Maybe something like.
All right. Okay, you guys, can we do this thing? One more little, and this will be a milling about, but it also has an. It's called "This Sky." It was the first song I taught at the very first Singing Alive.
This is the first song you taught at the very first Singing Alive?
Wow.
Yeah.
I remember that.
What's that?
I think I remember that moment.
We were all just sitting around and it was all
How
this
many
kind
of
of.
us were there?
First sing hardcore! Hardcore!
Hardcore, all the way back.
And I think it was just after The Gift had come out by Daniel Ladinsky, and I loved it. You know, he says, "This sky where we live, this sky where we live, is no place to lose our wings. So love, love, love." And I just thought, oh, love wings. Yeah, okay. Ooh. So And then it turned into a round. It goes, this sky where we live, let's sing that. This sky where we live is no place to lose our wings. Is no place to lose our wings. So love, love, love. So love, love, love. Whole thing now. This sky where we live is no place to lose our wings. So love, love, love. So what's fun is to get a round going and then start milling around, because then all the parts are sort of weaving around together and you can hear the harmonies a little better. So this is what we used to call sing and mingle. And so we'll try. I think a lot of people know this, so here it goes. I'll go, this sky where we live, this sky where we live, this sky where we live, and then you just sing the round, right?
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Would you like everyone standing with now?
Well, if they are, we can mingle around. But if you feel like it, it's fun. Or you could just do contact improv. Okay. Yes.
I remember another part, like.
Yeah, the beating.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, we should,
Yeah, let it get there.
well, we could do that. We could learn that. The overlay goes.
Wait, let it get there.
Okay, all right. Yeah.
It's a great
The-
build up. Milling.
Yeah, but then he can stop us and then bring it in and it'll boom.
So this sky where we live is no place to lose our wings. So love, love, love. This sky where we live. This sky where we live. This sky where we live is no place to lose our wings. So love, love, love. This sky where we live is no place to lose our wings. So love, love, love. This sky where we live is no place to lose our wings. So love, love, love. This sky where we live is no place to lose our wings. So love, love, love. This sky where we live is no place to lose our wings. So love, love, love. This sky where we live is no place to lose our wings. So love, love, love. This sky where we live is no place to lose our wings. So love, love, love. So love, love, love. Everybody on So Love. So love, love, love. So when we do this, it means make as many notes of a harmony chord. So love, love, love. And then the next part goes, the beating, the beating, the beating of my wings completes me, and carries me across the sea of separation to the land of deep connection. The beating, the beating, the beating of my wings completes me, and carries me across the sea of separation to the land of deep connection. The beating, the beating, the beating of my wings completes me, and carries me across the sea of separation to the land of deep connection. The beating, the beating, the beating of my wings completes me, and carries me across the sea of separation to the land of deep connection. This sky where we live is no place to lose our wings. So love, love, love. This sky where we live is no place to lose our wings. So love, love, love. This sky where we live is no place to lose our wings. So love, love, love. This sky where we live is no place to lose our wings. So love, love, love. This sky where we live, this sky where we live is no place to lose our wings. So love, love, love. This sky where we live is no place to lose our wings. So love, love, love. This sky where we live is no place to lose our wings. So love, love, love. So love, love, love. So love, love, love. The beating, the beating, the beating of my wings completes me, and carries me across the sea of separation to the land of deep connection. The beating, the beating, the beating of my wings completes me, and carries me across the sea of separation to the land of deep connection. The beating, the beating, the beating of my wings completes me, and carries me across the sea of separation to the land of deep connection. The beating, the beating, the beating of my wings completes me, and carries me across the sea of separation to the land of deep connection. That's halfway part of the porta potty suite, because that last part came in at the gender camp down on Trillium in Southern Oregon. I was sitting there about to go out and lead a thing, some singing, and I was beating on those beautiful little pipes they have up in there. You know, in the porta potty, that pipe has a serious. The beating, the beating, the beating. I think that's gonna work.
Did you notice that the porta potties here have your songs in them? I thought that was pretty cool.
Wonder how that happened.
What part was written in the book?
You want to know how that happened?
The beating of my wings.
That part was on the porta potty?
Yeah. Do you want to know how that happened?
How did that happen?
See that person over there?
There's many.
Sherston.
Somebody took off my shirt.
We're talking about all the little sayings on the porta potty doors. Not so much the sayings. Did you notice the artwork is just, can we take this home for $5,000 or whatever? I mean, these are great works of art that she just.
I want to feed that song, Laurence, because if that's the first song that you led at Singing Alive, that is my introduction to you as a song leader and to you bringing the magic that you have brought to this community, which has been so many communities now with you and touched so many lives. And that must have been the first song that I picked up to carry from Laurence Cole.
Yeah.
It must have been. I can remember others too from that time, but I just want to thank you for the beauty of that song and for the beauty of your life touching mine and inspiring me, because from the minute I heard you lead a song, I said, I want to do it like that. I was already leading songs, but I want to do it like that. He's got it going on. And I continue to learn from you. I continue to grow into more of who I am because of that seed that was planted, that song, so many years ago. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you, Carly.
Thank you.
Thank you, Carly, for being there. Carly is like one of the great jewels of my life, and I just watched her over these years, stepping in, not just leading songs, but finding songs and then being lifted, and the growth of the harmonic magic and majesty of what you bring is so delicious to my soul. It's like I'm thinking, damn, I wish I'd writ that. It's so gorgeous.
Well, I also want to thank you for your patience and openness in teaching, because my ear doesn't always catch it. I'm not Amy Ringle. And still, like, as harmonically amazing as my songs can be, I don't always get it. And you just keep singing, and I never felt wrong. You never made me feel wrong. Like, you might stop and like help me work it out, but I never was made to. There was no shame. There was no fear. It's always been easy to just jump in and want to be right beside you. So thank you. That's a huge gift. That's a huge gift for this culture that has created this culture.
No shame, love of learning.
And the both and of it too, like I can get it wrong, right? I can get that note off, and he's gonna steer it back to the note. He's not just gonna let it go, right? The both and of it, and sometimes let it go. Like there's a balance. That's a dance. As a song leader, I know it well now, and I really appreciate your modeling of that. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Also want to feed the song. That song, when first Singing Alive, I was like cooking in the kitchen, and you two were in the kitchen. I don't remember who else was there, but you're on a table, and that song came up, and it was just magical. Someone was drumming on the table, and I remember Carly was like just dancing. And it was the first time for me I experienced song as prayer. And I'd like been raised in a variety of like religious experiences, ending in UU, and I loved song, but that was the first time I was like really transported and felt like, oh wow, this is a whole different relationship to song that I knew was possible. And it was the first like two-part harmony song that I then carried and shared with my community at Brighton Bush, where I was living at that time, and singing it in the sauna and sharing, and it's like something that's kept me circling back to this and to you two as song leaders, and to also being able to see myself as someone who can lead and teach songs and aspire to how to do it and learn from. And it's like these ripples that keep growing. And thank you. Thank you for that.
Yeah.
Laurence, I want to share my recollection and blessing as well. I met you at a Mankind Project Elders Retreat. I don't know what year it was. I think it was late 90s maybe. And the men in the Mankind Project do a lot of work to be in our hearts, but our access to it is like beat on stuff and scream and do primary emotions and get really real and call each other out on your bullshit. It's a very different access mode, shall we say. And Laurence shows up, and I know you did a lot of songs, but the one that I remember the most is Do You Want to Sing Open the Morning?
Yeah.
And you had us all doing the milling and interacting. And then the other one that stands out for me is trees grow slow.
That one is good too.
And so glad to be here with you
Yeah.
Deb, today.
Well, that one was written for the elder gathering down
Oh, it
on
was?
the Oregon coast, where we all carried wood down to the
Oh, yeah.
pieces of wood and spoke our regrets into the pits of a tree, and put it in the fire. Everyone, there's all these elders, and I really regret I should have fucking goddamn it, and put it in, and okay, that was then. Now, beginning. Let's start your elder life.
Yeah.
And we needed. They called me up. Was just after we'd come out of staircase down on the North Fork of the Skokomish River, and we'd been around all these nurse logs and old growth trees, and then I got this call. Can you come up with a song? We're going over the North Cascades, but we're on our way, and we go into at Marble Mount. There's just beyond. There's a state park with big old trees. And I'm just standing there, okay, I need a song. And I'm just looking at these big trees, and they just go, well, trees grow slow, and trees grow strong, and trees sway with the wind, their whole lives long, and trees hold the ground as they reach for the sky, and fallen trees still feed the seeds they cast before they die. So I wanted to tell you, we all walked, like there were about 100 of us, 108 or whatever, walking down through the forest. Everybody had a hand on a shoulder or back or something, so we were all just we were like this giant ant walking through, singing this song, all connected together. And and then I just really started listening to the men over that weekend, because I knew there needed to be some verses. And what I really heard was, as elders, like, I hope there's something that we've done that's left something. I want to know that my life has had some meaning, and that I'm leaving something behind for the coming generation, which is a natural thing. That's what elders are concerned about. When you're a true elder, it's like all you're thinking about is the coming generations, and how are they going to be fed, and how are they going to be kept up, and how are they going to, and how can they learn? How can we leave something that is still present and alive enough to come into their bones in a way that helps them come into their calling, come into their, and you hear that from these elder men, and I just, okay. So that's where these verses came from, and most of us, our ancestors were homeless when they got here, and they imported homelessness all over the world, even ripping people out of their homes and bringing them across the waters, or chasing the people who had lived for thousands of years in the same place and putting them on a little posting stamp. It's like creating homelessness. And so we've been wandering. So that was the second verse. And the third verse is more like being home. So it goes like this. Sometimes we wonder, a worried wonder, what more can we do? In all our longing to bring healing to this land, will we last long enough to see it through? From all our giving, all our passion, all our care, when we're gone, will something good be left behind? Then we hear a voice from deep inside. Sweet, simple words come the seeds they cast before they die. We wander to and fro, we stay a while and go, burn more holes in our boots. In all our going, what we want to know, if our souls ever put down roots. Is there a somewhere we'll know we're finally home, feeling this is the place where we belong? Then we hear a voice so clear and strong. Turn off your mind, listen to this song. Trees grow slow, and trees grow strong, and trees sway with the wind their whole lives long, and trees hold the ground as they reach for the sky, and fallen trees still feed the seeds they cast before they die. We let the fences fall, what stands between us all, and sense the veil thin. The night dark raven calls and tilts his wing and sends a bolt of wild wisdom through our skin. The winter wren is thrilling out its song, and it fills our hearts up to the brim. The whole living world just takes us in. One more time, let the song begin. Trees grow slow, and trees grow strong, and trees sway with the wind their whole lives long, and trees hold the ground as they reach for the sky, and fallen trees still feed the seeds they cast before they die, and fallen trees still feed the seeds they cast before they die. So we are the seeds of our ancestors. We have been cast in this place. We come together in this way. Some say from the very beginning, the first light, the first ancestor. And the light of those countless and countless and countless generations to this moment. It's the great trees that remind us of the dignity of ripened beings who, even in their falling, continue to feed and inspire and uplift. just feel that energy through our feet into our souls. Into the wholeness of this moment together in the shape of a great tree. Thank you all.
Thank you, Lawrence.
You are the great tree, Laurence, who has cast your seeds through your teachings and through sending us out as permissionaries. And you will continue to feed us long after you fall.
Thank you for being the one we all have in common. Thank you for bringing us all together. You've introduced so many of us to each other because we've rallied around the goodness we've been drawn to in you, and then we've found each other, and more good has been made possible. And somebody asked me, what is this community? And I was like, I don't know, but like Laurence is our patriarch. And it's huge. It's activism, it's soil restoration, it's feminism and justice and prayer and grief. All these things that you have done what you can to not just take in, but replant and grow. So much freaking joy! It's been hilarious.
Thank you for modeling the patriarchy for us men.
We're in the songregation.
We have this friend that says, fuck this down with the patriarchy. Bring it on. I'm done with the patho-adolescent imposters.
Actual patriarchs.
You're more than a patriarch to me. I look at you, I've only known you for what, 6, 7 months, 8 months, something like that. But I look at this community that you have helped put together and the love, complete love. I look around and everybody's hearts that are pounding and they're together. You're holy. You're more than a patriarch. You're holy. The holiest person I have ever met.
Thanks for being human, too.
Thank you.
Holy human.
Holy human.
Holy Alveoli. Church of the Holy Alveoli.
I just want to say, like, when I first talked to Anna on the phone when we found out this was happening here, you know, she was like, Jennifer, you told me about your dad, but oh my God, I had no idea.
Didn't know he had groupies.
Didn't know he had a garden of humans and songs.
Yeah, garden.
But what I love about you, Laurence, is you never want to be on a pedestal taller than 8 inches.
Have an energy slave projecting your words.
That you
That is
have
a
your
microphone.
feet on the ground and you're transparent and you show us the gears that of the work that you've done to make you who you are so we can see maybe where we should also try and work.
Yes. You are a Liberty Bell.
Nice. Oh, indeed.
With a crack in it.
That's where the light gets
Laurence, when my dad turned 80, I got him a t-shirt that said, 80 isn't old if you're a tree.
Then you don't want to know the t-shirt that I want to wear?
Working on it now.
My mind is like a steel whatchamacallit.
I'd like to paint this song with a somatic ritual that I'm seeing in my head right now, which is really simple. It involves us all being right where we are. Through the prompt that Laurence gave last night, I was at dinner with Paul and Anna and Jacob, and Paul was telling us about this woman scientist who's an activist who's talking about the regeneration of a forest system, that the old growth trees feed the saplings through the way that they're connected. And so for this ritual coming of age as you are 80, I was imagining us just all connected by one hand towards you.
Can we do that now?
And I just wanted to also name the name that you spoke into this space, Alvin Greystone.
Yeah.
And I was wondering if we might just once more sing this song and imagine all of our love and the ways that we're connected to place and love and family pouring into this space, and all of the ways that Laurence has been loved and connected to place and family and ancestry pouring back out to us as saplings, as we feed our saplings that are here and beyond in other spaces, imagining our connection extends to them as well. Would you lead us in the song once more?
For the chorus.
The chorus.
And the verses.
We'll do just the chorus.
The songs are the mycelium.
Trees grow slow, and trees grow strong, and trees sway with the wind their whole lives long, and trees hold the ground as they reach for the sky, and fallen trees still feed the seeds they cast before they die.
Alvin Greystone.
Alvin Greystone.
Alvin Greystone.
For some of you who don't know, I did speak about Father Greystone last night. Yesterday sometime. How in a way, you know, I could say, well, I was refathered by a stone. And that refathering has led me back to my actual father. And he was a man who loved stones. This was in his soul. He loved taking us to Death Valley, because that was the most amazing array of stones, and he would pick one up after another. And I've gone back there to find a stone to carry as for my father. But the point is, when we do the reparenting, however it comes, and it can come from a tree or come from all kinds of ways that we can do that. As they say, it's never too late to have a happy childhood. You can go. And then it reminds you, it remembers you all the moments of kindness. And as Angela said, and this is maybe not going to land all that well, but she said the only dysfunctional family is where everybody's dead. Otherwise, somebody's bringing home the food. Somebody's clearing the space for the kids to lie down. Somebody's doing some laundry. Something that's happening. They all made it through. And all that making it through, there were moments of kindness and love and care coming through all the woundedness that they may have carried. It was still sneaking through. It was down there. That is what life is made of, is love, is care. And that's the essence at the core of things. And there's always more of it than there is of anything else, she said. Maybe it's a fine line. But, so, all of these things have helped me find my father again. through the suffering that he went through and the sweetness at the core of his soul that he was able to find at the end of his life, and I wasn't available to fully come and drink the nectar of his enlightenment, essentially. I was too fucking stupid in carrying all that old story. I hadn't looked again, but Father Greystone made the way for me to look again, and to feel myself being held on my father's chest, and this longing to have to have gone off to war 2 days after your son is born.
Pretty much put grandmother to bed for 2 years.
Yeah. So, yeah. So it's funny. I love the name Alvin Greystone. When I came back, I thought I'm going to open a counseling service and call it Greystone Counseling because, which I did actually, because I wanted to somehow carry the medicine of Father Greystone. I wanted to, that unconditional, I hold you no matter what, and you don't have to perform for me and do anything other than be you. And I just, God, what a gift. And
that's what you've been sharing.
I gotta say, I just gotta feed it. While I've been hearing you speak, I've been looking across the way at your 3 mighty daughters. And I just want to acknowledge, in particular, Nina and your family for coming here, and what a phenomenon to see the things where even with distance and with not knowing, there's resonance and there's quality of heart and soul that is in common, that is genes passed down, that is bloodlines, that is nurturing and care, and it's also something else. And it's just such a blessing to see all of you together and your children, and it's just a bounty of heart and beauty that y'all are making with your lives and your energy and your commitments. And thank you for the family that you are together and the ways that you're braiding together. And like, look at that! Like, just, oh my God! Roses to your feet! Like,
Thank you, Dharmika. I was telling the family that doesn't know you yet how much you mean to us, and that you have always been a sister to us and always been there. And I was trying to figure out the first time I met you. I think I was in my early 20s. So it's been like
2009.
Yeah, so not my early 20s, but it feels like we've known each other forever, and I felt that way the first time we met. And so you are as much a part of this sisterhood. Thank you.
Thanks for sharing.
Absolutely.
The two of you.
Yeah, no, so I was like saying yesterday, like I'm like extra fortunate because pretty much the 2 women that I admire the most are on this mountain right now, and that's Amy and Anna. And also, I don't know if I've ever told you, like, you're in my top 2 women's voices I've ever heard in my life. It's you and Aretha.
How do you handle all of this praise? It's a lot.
We're gonna do Natural Woman later, right?
I'll leave it to the professionals.
Thank you guys for coming.
Yeah.
Let me see the tattoos.
Yeah, get that.
I gotta get naked to do that.
yeah. Okay, hang on. Oh, I don't have my phone with me.
Somebody's getting a picture.
All right.
Make sure you get Dharmika, get it.
Oh, that's really cool.
Golly.
It's been 13 months, I think.
Yeah.
Well, one thing I was telling a few people is that
with this experience, I was recognizing how much of my work as an educator, I say a lot of the things that my dad says, and I realized like so many things that I do as a teacher, I got from you. And like all the time I ask my kids, am I making sense? Does that make sense to you? I do that all the time. I didn't even realize I'd gotten it from you. Just literally a week ago, we were having a character acknowledgement, and we were nominating students to get character awards, and I nominated a student, and respect was the award. And I talked about the meaning of and spect, and I was breaking down the meaning of that and explaining it to my students. And you know, it's like so much that you've taught me I pass on, and in that breath I feel like sometimes, you know, I feel like this event very much is about a legacy and about planting lots of seeds. And as a daughter of someone who's had such impact, I think I felt somewhat stressed that I would be the one to have to try to carry that legacy. And all of you being here means so much, because now it's not just us three carrying that responsibility. Like all of you get to carry these seeds, and just hearing the interconnectedness of, you know, somebody from Costa Rica and Wisconsin and Germany, you know, these seeds are everywhere now. And it's not just on our shoulders. And so I'm so appreciative of all of you, because you get to be part of this paying it forward in all the infinite ways that fit your callings. And for me, I'm a teacher, you know, and some of you might, you know, whatever it is your calling is, you find ways to let Laurence come out and continue to be shared. And so, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
It takes a village to hold an elder.
Thank you, Cole. Thank you, Nina. Thank you, Jennifer.
One time, every year I co-direct this like kids theater camp on a community land trust farm in Whatcom County at Washington. And one year it was like first day of camp, and we often like sing blessing songs at lunch. And there was a woofer who was there. Does everybody know what a woofer is? Yeah. So there was a woofer there, and he's like, I have a song. And he's like, we give thanks, life and soil, yeah. And I was like,
Speaking of which, we still haven't sung that one. That's true. And just saying.
Is it lunchtime?
Okay.
It might be lunchtime.
Already?
11:50. Oh, 11.
What do you need, Laurence?
What's lunchtime?
12:30.
The DNA, and I just want to say I've always thought I was just hard-headed because I stick to my principles, which is it has to be good. I have to go to sleep with my conscience all right. So I would even break the law to do that sometimes, or break the codex for my work or whatever. And I thought, like I said, I was hard-headed, and I'm just like, I haven't been taught much from you because we haven't been around for the first 50-what years, 57. But I'm just sucking this all in, and I know where I got it from.
Love you so, Nina. Thank you so much for being here.
I'd like to thank all the songs for bringing us all here.
I also want to invite you, Laurence, to just take a moment of silence and look around and really let yourself feel all the love that's here for you.
You would think this is hard. But
You would think this is hard.
Kind of like yoga.
Can we make the most beautiful Tony we've ever created together and send it over to him?
Send it through.
Send it through.
And through each other as well. Into the world of your care, of all our care.
These tears of gratitude is so overwhelming. Thank you, Lord. Thank you.
Thanks to all the layers of foundation, the callers and the emailers and the ride offerers and the hosts and the justicisers that have made a nest for this man again and again and again. Thank you for recognizing the value in what he carries. Thank you for holding him and uplifting a space for him. While we're at it.
Thank you for the vitality, the life force energy that continues to just go and go and give and receive.
Mr. Late Night Turnaround Scrambled Egg Maker in the morning at 6. Like, what the hell? He was up as late as I was, and now he's in the kitchen singing with the people making eggs. How?
I so appreciate my life, and I'm grateful to my parents for that. And when it came to strength of character and spiritual depth, there was something missing, and what I've gained from you, I just project onto them, so my heart gets filled. And I'm like, you know what, all the elders in my world who somehow didn't show up in the way that I felt I needed, I just take and I spread it out. I'm projecting the beauty that I've received from you onto others, and it makes things whole.
And
Laurence, thank you for modeling maleness.
I don't know if everyone can see it, but there are these like silver gossamer spider threads on Lawrence's hat. And they're just kind of like dancing around and going over us.
You're weaving the web.
That reminds me of a song. What's that?
Listen.
Oh, okay. That's what we're doing is just but it is about passing the strands of love. Passing the strands of love. Passing the strands of love from hand to hand, a sacred weaving. From hand to hand, a sacred weaving, casting the circle round. Casting the circle round, a nest to hold our love, a nest to hold our love. So we're doing it every time. We can cast these circles and make these nests out of which grow the yet to be born, the yet to be fully realized, and pledge our love into that nest and know we don't hold it alone, that we hold it together. We make the nest. So just to let you know, we're all in this. And I am very grateful. I'm so grateful. You know, I don't know how long it was. It might have been about 15 years ago. And it's like, okay, I've been to this workshop, and I've been to this training, and I've been to all these things, and I've been in every kind of possible cult you could imagine, and everything, all kinds of things. And I'm just like, okay, what you see is what you get. Universe, make use of me. I need to be used well. So you gotta, when you're ready, ask for that. And you know, I don't pray very much because it's really important, you know, that you mean what you say and that it matter, that it actually matter. And you know, but Malidoma, Sabonfu, Angeles Arian, they said, you know, every true culture is all about making sure that everyone delivers what they came in to deliver. That as Angelus would put it, the greatest remorse is love unexpressed. And love is the carrier of your medicine, no matter what it is. And so at some point, if it feels like it hasn't fully opened for you, just ask. And fill the distance between with your tears, and then watch the fluency come in its own sweet time. And it is a sweet time, not without its challenges and more mess ups and everything else. So it keeps you humble, but you got to be low to let the water move through. It's on its way back to source. So anyway, that's I think all we need to say right now, and maybe there's lunch or what is the time? I have no idea.
It's 12:01 and lunch is at 12:30. So if you want to do a song or two, you have time.
And also, if you want a break, we can
That's
break.
okay too.
I'm under orders to take a nap today.
Okay. Yeah, this is the perfect time.
Let's do that. We're about
Can we
half
do
hour
that?
from
And then
lunch.
there are some things way more things to. I hope that you're willing to do some singing this afternoon.
We'll see about it.
There's some kind of deep stuff.
Yeah.
And people have put in the request for Just Mercy. I would love to really get that nailed in a good way. And a few other songs. That
You don't have to tempt us. We're tempted.
Okay.
Thank you, Laurence.
Happy birthday.
Thank you so much. This has been so beautiful. and just carry it. Just, yes. Mhm. Thank you so much.
Thank
you.
Love you. Have a nice happy napping.
I just want to plant a seed before, in case we don't get a chance to think about this, that 81 is a really good year to have a birthday party.
Wow.
Yeah.
So this
How
is the
about-
first annual?
First annual birthday.
Quarterly, we could do it.
Go on tour. We'll follow you.
That might turn into wedding.